Hi, everybody, and welcome to Rew'n with me, Cody.
And me, Tommy.
Today, we're here to review the action adventure spy thriller movie Kingsman: The Secret Service.
The Service of Secrets.
Yeah. Um, so let's jump right into it. This is a movie that stars the King's Speech. It's actually the unofficial sequel to The King's Speech, where the king becomes a knight of the round table and then kills people. And Michael Caine's in it.
Yes, he had trouble speaking, but then in this one he could actually speak, and he spoke well, and he had to teach Sam Jackson how to speak better because he spoke with a lisp.
Yeah, that is true. He did speak with a lisp in this one. Um, Other than that, the movie opens with Colin Firth and a bunch of people in Afghanistan, and Dire Straits starts playing on a cassette player.
Yeah, it was the MTV song where he gets money for nothing and free women. Uh, and they were fighting, and one of them died.
Yeah, one of the Kingsmen died. Apparently, this is a rare occasion that something like this would happen, but I don't know. But then Colin Firth has to go talk to this guy's family, and then the kid grows up to be kind of a dick. But then we go to the next scene where we see Mark Hamill is in some kind of cabin in the mountains and is being held hostage by I don't know who. And one of the Kingsmen comes in and tries to rescue him, and then the girl with no legs, but she has no legs, but she has knives for legs now. Cuts the Kingsman in half, and this is one of the Kingsmen. We see a Kingsman die right away, which is weird for a movie where you want to introduce this elite band of secret agents and stuff. And then Sam Jackson walks in, and the girl with the blade legs has to cover the bodies up because Sam Jackson doesn't like to see violent stuff.
And yet he lives, the way he does everything, he's just going to make everything really violent and really mean. He's kind of a weird guy.
Yeah, he doesn't like to look at violence, which is weird. But so they cover it up, and he has Mark Hamill help him with some science thing. And then we finally get introduced to the main character of Eggsy, who he's sort of like a street punk kid in England, and is which his mom is married to a bunch of another street punk guy who goes and drinks all day, and we see him, go to a bar and stuff, and then steal a dude's car, and he steals a car and he gets the cops to chase him, and he makes a pretty good getaway until he almost runs over a cat, or he swerves out of the way so he doesn't run over a cat, and then he gets caught, and then the King's Speech comes to rescue him from jail, and he bails him out, and then he shows him around. And then in the trailer you might have seen, he beats up those guys that he stole the car, that Eggsy stole the car from. And then Eggsy goes in to learn how to be a Kingsman.
Yeah, he gets, once the Kingsman dies, they have to replace him, and there's only a certain amount of spots. So, so each Kingsman has to bring a replacement, right?
Yeah, each Kingsman has to bring a replacement, and then they battle it out to see who wins, and it's they have to do a series of training things. He gets there, or Eggsy gets there, and their first real training was their bedroom fills with water, and everybody goes and starts putting shower heads into a toilet to try and suck in water, which is ugh. But Eggsy's the only smart one who punches the glass window and breaks everyone free. And then we I think the next part is the King's Speech goes to pay Mark Hamill a visit.
Yeah, he goes to pay Mark Hamill a visit to talk about why Sam Jackson helped him, or what he did with Sam Jackson, and then once it gets close enough, you see that Mark Hamill's head explodes on him, and that's disgusting.
Yeah, and then he has to blow up the building or something, and he gets in a coma. And so this whole time, Eggsy is training, and the King's Speech is in a coma. And they get a big part is they get a dog, and they have to raise the dog. And I think Eggsy picks like the French bulldog or whatever, and everyone else picks the awesome purebred German shepherds and golden retrievers and whatnot. And it's a Kingsman tradition to get a dog. Then and there's like a helo jump where they have to, or halo jump I think it's called. They have to go from really high up, and the one woman in the Kingsman training is scared of heights, and Eggsy helps them. I don't know.
Yeah, Eggsy helps them, and then the next training exercise is they have to try and seduce a woman. And there's only 3 of them left at this point. There's the pick that Michael Caine made, the girl, and then Eggsy himself. And they have to seduce this girl, but instead all of them get drugged, and they take them to this place where they're tied to train tracks, and they interrogate them. And basically it's the Kingsmen are dressing up and interrogating them to see if they would give away the secrets. And so Eggsy and the girl don't do it, but the other guy who Michael Caine picked did, and Michael Caine's like, I'm very disappointed in you. And then so they're going to the final stage, which is basically they have to kill their dog. And Michael Caine is with Eggsy, and Eggsy points the gun at him. And then Merlin's with the girl, and she takes her time, but she ends up finally firing at the dog. And then Michael Caine goes like, she's got the balls to shoot the dog. And then so Eggsy doesn't make it. But so the girl is the new Kingsman, and Eggsy gets pissed, and he's gonna go kill his stepfather, but King's Speech intervenes, and he talks about how they didn't really shoot the dog; it was a blank. So that's pretty cool. And then we get to probably one of the best action set pieces in the whole thing. Yeah, it's somehow they figure out Sam Jackson is targeting a church, like a sort of a Westboro Baptist church type thing. So he tries to infiltrate the place, or I mean, he goes to the church and he doesn't see anything's really wrong with it. And there's this one part where this lady won't let him leave, and he says that he's gonna go back to his black gay lover, and then he says, he tops it off with saying "Hail Satan," and then the Sam Jackson activates his machine, and what happens is apparently his plan is to get rid of humanity by having them kill each other, because it makes everybody angry and everybody loses control in the church. And it's all based on some kind of weird SIM card thing, which or people could have a free phone, but it's the SIM card makes them act all weird. But anyways, there's this. It's like a single shot where it's following Colin Firth, or the King's Speech, and he as he kills pretty much everybody in this church, and it gets super violent, and it's very fast paced.
is awesome, and he's the only survivor of the whole thing. And then he meets Sam Jackson outside, and they have a standoff, and Sam Jackson kills him. But since he doesn't like violence too much, he closes his eye when he shoots him, which is really weird. So and then Eggsy, of course, is watching the whole time on some camera on the King's Speech. So with the King's Speech dead, he goes to Michael Caine, and Michael Caine actually made a deal with Sam Jackson to survive the killing, and then Michael Caine tries to poison him, but Eggsy does a little switcheroo.
Then he ends up killing Michael Caine, and then they have this big fight scene at the end, and all is good. And right at the end, they have to infiltrate a bunker that's in the mountains. And Eggsy has this big fight scene with the chick who has knives for legs, and he ends up getting her, and then takes the knife leg and uses it as sort of a javelin and throws it right into Sam Jackson, and it kills Sam Jackson, but not before Sam Jackson sees all the blood and realizes that he doesn't like blood, so he just pukes everywhere too. And then the whole day is saved, and he even gets to have sex with the princess of Sweden or something. So all is saved and everything is good. So Tommy, what was one thing that you really didn't like about this movie? There's very little to not like about this movie. I mean, it's really just that it was sort of the bad guy. It was sort of like he wasn't. It's not really a traditional James Bond where they'll have James Bond versus the bad guy, and it's the you have the Kingsman, who's the sort of proto James Bond, and then is taking on the Sam Jackson, but Sam Jackson kills him, and so this sort of other story where they're trying to the exit guy, and then he has to come in and finish the job. So it's weird having the two heroes.
Yeah, I agree. It was just weird having an origin story type thing mixed in with the world ending, and people. The worst part is the bad guy got away with the plan, and so people died. And how do you really explain how they died and what happened? Not only did people actually die, but all the people who wanted, all the rich and powerful people who were trying to survive, they all died too because their microchips got exploded in their head. So yeah, it was actually just very good. I like this movie. I would go see it again. I'd recommend it to everyone to go see it now. And that's so I give it 15 stars out of 3. How many stars do you give it?
I would give it about 4.5 eggshells out of 1/5 of an eggshell.
Oh, that's actually a really good rating. That's a little bit higher than mine. So, The Kingsman was really a great movie. Everyone should see it as soon as possible. Thanks for joining us in our segment. Now we're going to shoot it off to Old Pop Pops to give you some weird kind of story of the week. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Well, today I'm here to talk to you guys about the best movies of the 2014 year. Now, I know what you're thinking. The Academy Awards just happened. That should be the end of it. No, I get the last word on this. Don't you dare take that away from me. So anyways, I have 3 films to talk about tonight. The first being Interstellar. This is my 3rd favorite movie of the year. Now, directed by Christopher Nolan, or as I call him, Nolan North for short. This movie was particularly great because it involves space travel, and I like space. The reason it's my third favorite movie is because, well, that beginning part where they're on Earth wasn't really that fun. It introduced a lot of stuff, but it also dragged on. And I really don't care about how the education system sucks after the apocalypse because it's not doing very well now. Political. But anyways, back to the movie. This movie had some excellent performances from Matthew McConaughey, Michael Caine, and Anne Hathaway. And that guy from the Hunger Games. You know, that guy who dies. Spoilers. Now, watching this movie over and over again, as I have and most people have, I've come to realize that it was very well made and stuff, and it's fun. I like it. Go see it. My second favorite movie is Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a movie about a gang of galactic misfits trying to make sure Ronan the Barbarian, or Conqueror, take your preference, doesn't get an Infinity Stone. Now, what is an Infinity Stone? I don't know. Don't care either. All I know is that this movie was fun. Funny, and had some great action in it, and great space battles, or ship battles, I should say. Because they weren't really in space, they were on planets and such. Whatever. Anyways, this was my second favorite movie of the year, only just a narrow margin behind Birdman. Birdman is a movie about Michael Caine playing Batman. Or at least that's what they're trying not to tell us. Really, it's about people's egos and how it could be good or bad. It's good or bad, depending on how you see it. I love this movie, particularly the sound and the way every shot seemed like one fluid long shot for 90 minutes or however long the movie was. It was great. Definitely my favorite of the year. And Michael Keaton's a pretty good actor. If you didn't know that before this, then you're like me. Okay, so that's my favorite movies of 2014. If you would like to tell me your favorite movies of 2014, please don't, because I get the last word on this. Okay. Have a nice night.